Hello there. I am so excited to be talking about emotional intelligence, how to change our emotional state, going from crappy to happy in seconds with Amy Joy. Amy is a transformational coach and lover of people or people lover and overall amazing human being. Welcome to Amy to our show.
Oh, thank you, Natalia. It's such a pleasure and a blessing to be here with you.
Oh, thank you. Same. So, Amy, how do we go from fear to love? How do we go from feeling crummy and like the world is against us to feeling positive, hopeful, and having a newer, fresh perspective in life?
Well, this is one of the most important things I think that we can talk about. And when you asked me what I might want to contribute, this was it. Because if I had one thing to contribute, and I was on a mountaintop, and there was 8 million people at the foot of the mountain, and they were paying attention, this would be it, because it's so incredibly life-changing. So the first thing to understand, and we're not taught this, so it's not your fault if you don't know, but if you feel shitty, you have shitty thoughts. And we have to change our thoughts in
Mhm.
order to change how we feel. What happens is we have two minds. We have the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And the subconscious mind is 95% of our mind. I repeat, our unconscious, I like to say unconscious, because we're basically unconscious in our subconscious mind. We're basically being run by programming that we didn't ask for, that was installed into us almost like a USB from childhood, from our parents and our culture and our language and our schools. And we're basically zombies. This is my zombie. Uh, we're basically zombies walking through life based on these programming. And it's massive. We've been taken over by the programming, and we're not even aware, because we're only 5% conscious, unless we start flipping those numbers by becoming awake, by waking up to our thoughts. What am I thinking right now? So everyone, take a deep breath and ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Right now, do you feel crappy or happy? Because there's really only two states. I know that seems like I'm oversimplifying it, and it's because I am, on purpose. Because it's really easy to know if you're crappy or if you're happy. Of course, there's levels of crappy and there's levels of happy, right? Um,
Right.
it's not hard to know which one. It's really not, right? When you take inventory. And so there's a 5-step way of changing your state like this. Changing your state means changing how you feel. And
Right.
how we feel determines how we feel about our day, our week, our month, our year, and our life. So it's that important.
It's very important. It's very, very important. So, what are those 5 steps?
So the first step is awareness, and this is what, when you become aware, I feel crappy, you give yourself a high five. That's what this is. You're giving yourself a high five. Why are we doing that? Well, what do we normally do to ourselves? What's the current program when we make a mistake?
Shame or
Yeah,
guilt.
we feel badly that, oh, I'm in a crappy state. I shouldn't be in a crappy state. No,
Yes.
this is Earth School. This is Earth School. This is the way we learn here in Earth School. I can't speak to the other schools out there. I don't know how it works there. But in my humble opinion, based on my experience here on Earth School and the hundreds and thousands of people that I get to talk with on a daily basis, Earth School has bumps.
Yes.
Earth School has some things that we got to deal with, right? And
Yes.
so to think otherwise is a little delusional. And I say that with love. We have to stop being shocked that there's bumps in the road.
Right.
Of course, there's bumps in the road. Of course, you have to lift the weights to get strong. If you don't lift the weights, you don't have the muscle, right? So
Absolutely.
Why
I,
are we cursing the weights that are making us strong? It's a little funny, but it's because of the programming. Programming says that you can find this perfectly golden road and this perfectly handsome man on it, or beautiful woman, and you're supposed to just find that other person, that perfect person for you, and then there's no bumps forevermore.
right.
It's
Right.
crap.
It's
It's not
so
real.
misguiding. And some people make it look like that. Sometimes nowadays, with the world of social media,
Yeah.
it's very easy to think that, oh, they have it easy. For them, it's easy. And for me, it's not. But I think it's important to tell that everybody will have bumps, different kinds of bumps.
There isn't a human being on this planet that isn't dealing with bumps,
Right.
in my humble opinion. They're different. They look different, they act different, but there's things, because this is Earth School. I like to call it Earth School. It keeps it at a level that I can handle. I can handle Earth School, right? We can
Right.
handle Earth School, and with these 5 steps, you're going to be able to handle Earth School even better. So the first step is to realize that I feel terrible, or
Oh,
I feel great. Either way, you give yourself a high five for waking up.
awesome. First step, awareness.
Awareness. You've got to know what's going on, because we can tell ourselves to be quiet, no?
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing that? Interesting, right? So we can't trust the mind. I think this is one of the things. If we are taught to trust the mind, and we can't. We cannot trust the mind. The mind is the program. It's basically the matrix. You've been plugged in and you've been fed a lot of things, and it tells us we're fat, and it tells us we're too slow, and it tells us we're not enough, and it's not true. These are lies. So when we wake up, this is the beautiful moment where we get to choose. We can go back
Mm-hmm.
and we can be miserable or whatever, or we can do it different. So, but we first have to wake up. Without waking up, without becoming aware, we're just going through the motions 95% of the time. Dr. Joe Dispenza says that we have like 300,000 thoughts a day, and 95% of them are the same as yesterday. Why is that 95% coming up? It's because of the subconscious. We're 95% subconscious, and we're running on programming. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not
No,
my fault.
yeah.
It's not your fault, Natalia. It's Earth School, and we're here to transcend these programs and to rewire them and decide, what program do I want running. So I have the program of joy running,
Yes.
right? Because if I want to feel anything, I want to feel that. So
Right.
what creates joy? Good question, right?
Mm.
So first is awareness. Number 2 is to move your body. It's your body. So number 2 is body. And under that category, you're going to smile, breathe, move. So you got to change your body. This looks like what, Natalia? What am I feeling right now?
Oh, you are tired, you are done, you're bored.
Right.
Oh,
And if I did this and I said, I'm so excited,
well,
you,
show it,
you
lady.
wouldn't believe me, right? Because joy has a look, sadness has a look, stressed has a look, scared has a look, right? So we got to change our body in order to change the mind.
Right.
Change your body, change the mind.
What
Now
do
we're
you
like,
like?
wait a second. The mind tells us what to do, we think,
Right.
right? It tells, interesting. When you do something enough times, now the body becomes the mind.
Mm.
A great example of this is if you're tying your shoe. At the beginning, you're learning, you're like, okay, make the bunny ear, wrap the bunny ear, right? You have to go through it, and it takes all your focus. Now I can tie my shoes, chew gum, have a conversation, right? It's
Yes.
because the body knows, the body becomes the mind. And if we've been depressed long enough, guys, ladies, gentlemen, people, our body is gonna look like that. So we gotta change our body. So smile, is one of the fastest ways you can change how you feel, smiling. It gets you present. And then you're going to breathe, and you want to breathe into the bottom of your belly, so to speak, basically in the bottom of the lungs, because that's where the feelers are that collect the oxygen. And when you're stressed, we're breathing shallow. And most of us breathe shallow most of the time. And so the body thinks we're dying, because we are. If without oxygen, we're dying, right? And so the body thinks that, right? And then it gets us into fight or flight and all these other things. So we got to breathe. So breathe with me. Hold at the top, and then you want your exhale to be longer than your inhale. So breathing in 4 and exhaling 8 is really good. So breathe in and then exhale 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then breathe in 4, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in 2, 3, 4. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I want you to just pay attention. Do you already feel better or worse?
I feel better. It's funny, the first set,
Yeah.
I yawned. I was yawning. So I needed more oxygen. I was holding on breathing.
Yeah.
And I feel good. I feel good. A little bit like but good.
3 or 4 times of that, and you're all of a sudden you'll be able to handle life so much better. So smile, breathe, and then we got to move. So sit up, put your shoulders back. If you're sitting, wiggle your butt, right? What I like to do, my go-to, quick, is run in place.
Oh,
so
yes.
you just run. And you run hard for about 30 seconds, and then put the other foot forward and run hard for 30 seconds. And I'm telling you what, life is different. Life is different, and all you did is take 1 minute to move your body. So number 1 is awareness. Number 2 is body, and you smile, breathe, move. That's step 2. And then number 3 is focus. What are you focused on? So here's where your focus goes, energy flows. Tony Robbins taught me that. I think Jim Rohn taught him. Right? There's no real new thought under the sun, guys. We're all just regurgitating the same truths, and we're packaging it different, but we need reminding. We need reminding, because we're 95% unconscious. So where your focus goes, energy flows. So here's the hack. You ready? Write this down, because you're not going to want to forget. Here's the question you ask. What am I grateful for? That's it. That's how you change your focus. Doesn't matter what is going on in the brain. Just ask yourself, give your brain a different task. What am I thankful for? Or grateful, whatever word you like better. What are you grateful for? What am I grateful for? And then ask again, what else am I grateful for? What else am I grateful for? And then write this: gratitude is the rocket ship to joy. Gratitude is the fastest way out of suffering. Any sort of suffering. Any sort of suffering. So gratitude is the rocket ship to joy. So you just have to give the brain a new thing to solve, which is, what am I thankful for? And when you ask yourself an excellent question, guess what you get? An excellent answer.
Right.
If you ask yourself a crappy question, you're going to get a crappy answer. Right? What's a crappy question that we often ask? Why me? That's a crappy question. Of course you. This is Earth School. Of course me. It's Earth School. This is going to be happening. Again, we need to stop being shocked by this. Stop being shocked that we're in Earth School. This is the game. What if we saw it as a game? How would that change our lives?
Right.
Oof. This is why I have so much joy, because I'm playing a game. I'm playing a game, and someone taught me these beautiful tools. So first is awareness. Second step is body. You smile, you breathe, you move. Your third step is change your focus, and you ask yourself this one question: what am I grateful for? And you keep asking that. And if that doesn't work, then you move to step 4. And step 4 is your story. So questions you're going to ask yourself here under the category of story. You're going to ask yourself, what am I telling myself? What am I telling myself right now? If you feel crappy, you have crappy thoughts. So what are you telling yourself? Mostly it's, I'm not good enough. This always happens. These people are terrible. We tell ourselves all kinds of stuff,
Kinds of things.
right? So
Yeah.
what am I telling myself? And then the next question, is it true?
Oh my God. Yes.
Is it true? No, it's going to be BS. It's going to be a lie. Now, can we focus on those things? Yes, but isn't the opposite always available? The bad is always there to find, and so is the good.
Right.
The question is which one's going to make you feel good? Right?
Right.
I'm not some ostrich with my head in the ground and I can't see that there's hardships going on in the planet. Of course, I know what's going on. But there's always so much good to look at and focus on as well. Right? So what am I telling myself? Is it true? And then what you do is replace the first thing, the lie, with the truth. No, the truth is, and you gotta tell your body, and I call my subconscious mind my elephant.
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
you have an elephant, Natalia?
Yes, I do. Of
You have
course.
an
Yeah.
elephant. I believe all humans are walking around with a wild elephant, and you're riding this wild elephant, and you just found out you have one.
Yes.
And it's been taking you on a ride. It's been taking you crashing through the forest like this, and you didn't even know it. How would you know it when you're only 5% conscious? Right now, you're becoming even more conscious. Right now, you're waking up to the fact like, oh, I've got to train my elephant. I get to train is it my job to train your elephant?
No. No.
Oh. So if my elephant goes and pees on your carpet, whose responsibility is it?
It's the owner of the elephant.
Right, which would be me.
Yes.
Now, did I do the peeing?
No, you didn't.
No, the program designed that, right? But it's still my responsibility. So now I got to train my elephant not to go pee on your carpet.
Please.
And this is what we get to do. This is what we get to do. We get to train our elephant, and we got to love our elephant. We got to love our elephant. It's just a program. Change the program, pull out this USB, put a new program in. That's what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah. So you ask yourself, what am I telling myself? Is it true? And then replace it with what's true. So tell yourself the truth. No, what's true is, I got this. What's true is, if I don't know, I'll figure it out. What's true is, I'm learning. What's true is, I'm doing the best that I can with the understanding that I have.
Right.
This is what's true.
Right.
What's true is, I have the philosophy, and it brings me a ton of joy, that life is happening for me and everything is here to help me.
Yeah.
Or I could have the belief that life is out to get me. That's another popular one.
Right.
Which one's going to bring me joy?
The first,
right?
For sure, yes.
Right? So life is happening for me, and write this down. It's one of the biggest things, shifts you can make in your life is, life is happening for me and everything is here to help me. Always. But there isn't an exception where this isn't true. This is how I have taken this philosophy. There isn't an exception where it's not true. So I am all in on this. So now I'm like, okay, where's the gift? There's got to be a gift. If life's happening for me and everything is here to help me, then where's the gift? And guess what? When you ask an excellent question, what do you get?
Right.
An excellent answer. And now all of a sudden, oh, there's a gift. Oh, there's a gift. Oh, that happened because of this. Yay. So glad that happened. Now, I haven't just had this perfect little life. I was in an abusive, horrific relationship for 8 years. I was a missionary in the jungles of Papua New Guinea with 2 little baby boys with he's diagnosed a psychopath. And long story short, I had to run for my life and start over in a foreign country to raise my kids in safety. And so I know a lot about fear. I was terrified for 20 years over 20 years of my life. And now I'm not, because of this, what I'm teaching you. We get to choose how we feel.
Right.
Happiness is a choice. We're not taught this. We're not taught. We think we just wake up angry. No, it's because our thoughts have been spinning unconsciously, creating angry thoughts, which then the brain and the body says, oh, we're angry, creates the chemicals for anger. So it feels really real. And it is. But we can change it with our thoughts so that those chemicals don't happen and we don't get into that. We don't get into that feeling.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
for all of you who love your feelings, I get it. And there's times we have to feel the feelings. If we haven't caught it early, then we got to yell and scream and punch a pillow without hurting anyone. We need to cry, ugly cry, and get it out of the body. Please know we have to feel it. But let me tell you, those situations don't have to happen, at least very rarely.
Right.
When you catch it early in the mind and go,
Right.
not true. No. What's true is I've got this. What's true is life is happening for me. I'm going to breathe and I'm going to smile. I'm going to move and I'm going to ask myself what I'm grateful for.
Right.
Now life is beautiful again. That fast.
Yes.
Now, the fifth step is connection. Connect to source. Remember, you're not alone. We are divine beings. We have angels and guides, is my belief. It brings me a lot of joy thinking that, knowing that. Yay for that. And we can ask for help and getting present, meditating, just taking a minute to connect to the ground, connect to the heavens. You're in the middle between the ground and the heavens. You are connected to everything. This idea that we're alone in the world is just not true. It's impossible to be alone. We are all connected. And then we get to look for the joy in all the connections, right?
Right.
And so it changes everything. It changes everything. So this fast, you could be in the depths of despair, and then you're like, oh, I'm in the depths of despair. Okay. Smile, breathe, move. What am I telling myself? What am I grateful for? Is it true? No, it's crap. I'm going to change it with the truth. The truth is, I've got this. I've got this. What's true is I'm figuring it out. What's true is tomorrow's a new day. What's true is, right? Help. I just look up and go, help. If I'm having a lot of trouble, I'm like, help. I just look up and ask for help. Right?
Right. Yes. Yes. I love it.
Easy. 5 steps changes your life. Now, is this a one-off thing? You do it once and now you feel good for the rest of your life?
I doubt it.
This is an all-day thing. But it's an all-day thing that changes how you feel quickly. And the more you do it, the more you don't need to do it because you catch it so fast and you're like, oh, wait, nope. I catch it so fast now. I don't have to go through all the steps. There are days that I have to go through all the steps. But here's the deal. This isn't meant to impress you at all, but to impress upon you that this works. I do not have bad days. I do not know what that is anymore.
Wow, that's wonderful.
I don't have bad hours because of this tool. That's why I'm like, when you're like, what do you want to share? I'm like, this. I want the whole world to know this. Because when we're awake, that's when we stop being a zombie up against the fence and we wake up and go, oh, I don't want to be here. Oh, I don't have to be here. I'm going to go the other way and do something else other than this action up against the fence. Unaware.
Right.
It's magic.
Yes. 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 Thank you so much for sharing it. I love it. And as you said, it's with practice, it becomes easier and easier and easier.
It's so
So
easy.
get overwhelmed with, oh, 5 steps, and look if I forget one and two, or just keep trying. And it's a practice.
Yep.
It's a practice. Anything good in this life takes time to master, but
Yep.
you are for sure a living proof that it works, because what you have been through, going
Mhm.
through that horrible experience, having to migrate with two young boys, escaping from a crazy ex-husband, fearing for your life, that is a situation. As a woman, as a white woman in Papua New Guinea, you probably stood up like a sore thumb over there.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and you did it, and you came back, and you came back, and you came back stronger, because now you have a social media presence, you are famous, you have a book, so he could find you now if he
Yeah.
wants.
I
But
just refuse to live in fear anymore.
right, do you remember a moment, if maybe there wasn't a moment, but I think, I don't know if you probably will agree with me, that we learn two ways. We learn through intense pain,
Mm-hmm.
or we learn because we are just that way. We are genetically into always learning, and we push ourselves to, like in a sport, you're always pushing yourself. You're type A, and I learn both ways.
Yep.
Uh, do you remember a moment when you said, "That's it. I'm drawing a line. I stop hiding"? I think this would be very, very interesting to some of the
Yeah.
viewers that are afraid to put themselves out there. As you know, this summit is all about love, it's all about dating, relationships. So a lot of women are afraid.
Yeah.
I remember also when I got divorced from my first husband, that I had my social media totally private, and like nobody could get in, and I was afraid that he was going to find me somehow. And so, do you remember the day, the time, or that you made the commitment to get out of your jail, the golden cage that you created for yourself and your boys to be safe?
So when you were saying that, I was thinking of two instances. So there was the time I left him and ran, and then there was the time that I decided to not hide anymore, where I was out, on, like, I had a fake name. I wasn't on social media. I was nowhere for 13 years.
That's a lot.
So yeah, and yeah, so the decision to leave was huge, because I was a missionary, and to be number one, no one, I only knew one other couple that had been divorced, and it was a big scandal.
Oh,
And so my belief system is, when you're married forever, and overall I think that's a great thing. But it hurt. That belief system kept me a horribly abusive relationship for a long time. I have understanding that that was a program now, right? At the time, I was just a zombie going, I don't have a choice here. I have to stay. And so, but thank God I have two amazing boys, and I would go through it all again for the lessons and for them. Thankfully, I don't have to. but but the gifts that have come from this, and he is my master teacher. He was my master teacher. And so in leaving, it also meant my community would disown me, because they can't condone
mm,
bad behavior like divorce for
right.
any reason. So I mean, it was really a huge decision. Um, but what the this is it. This, I can't do this anymore moment was thinking about my boys.
Mm.
How can I say I did everything if I stay? who are they going to grow up to be watching this physical and emotional and psychological abuse that we were all going through, you
Right.
know? And no, 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 and it has no. And honestly, it was a life and death situation. I felt like he might kill us. Like, I honestly felt like it was a life and death situation. So I left, um, and it continued to be a drama, and from a distance, but still a drama. And I was involuntarily twitching and had migraines and couldn't hardly function from the stress of trying to be one step ahead. And long story short, then I that's when I disappeared and ran.
Mm.
And so that was a second decision to say no more. And then the third decision was, okay, I felt I was led to, so many people told me I should write a book. And I was like, no way I'm going to put my name and my face and anything out there. Like, no way am I going to do that. So for years, I was like, nope. And then all of a sudden, the universe is like, it's time, Amy. It's time. We're not going to waste this lesson, this understanding. We're not going to waste it. People need to know. And I'm like, no, pick someone else, like, I don't wanna. And so scary. Oh my gosh, so scary. And then I got through that, and then one of my coaches, Lauren Harris, on E360 TV, he goes, "Okay, now it's time for your TV show." And I was like, "What? No, 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 no." I used I didn't use my full name on my book. I used fake names in the book. I was super careful. I don't want to out anybody. Like, this is just my experience and I want to share it so it will help people. And then he's like, a TV. Are you kidding me? I'm not putting my face on, and then the universe is like, Amy, it's time. It's time. No more. No more fear. You're safe. You're protected.
Right.
Period. I choose to believe that. And if he was to take my life, I'm not afraid of death anyways anymore. We're
Right.
one, it's one vibration. There's so much beauty. It's like, I have zero fear about it. So I'm like, no more. Life is too precious. And when you know the frequency scale, fear is bottom of the barrel. It's shame and guilt, fear, anger. It's you don't want to live there. That's how you get sick. That's what created my migraines. That's another whole subject. But
I love that subject. I love that subject. I was thinking
right?
the other day that I haven't read anything about it in a while, and I'm like, oh, I need to find another book to keep that going in my head, because it's so important to be aware of the different emotions. Like what you taught today, those 5 steps are amazing, because like you said, on fear or anger or shame or guilt, those emotions have very, very low energetic value. So they will keep us there, they will keep us stuck. So we have to do whatever we can do to get out and jump into the next one and jump into the next one until we can go to hope, at least.
Yes. And when you understand the frequency scale and you know that one person at the level of non-judgment, says Dr. David Hawkins in his book Power versus Force, which is a book I highly recommend.
I have them there. I
Yeah,
love
it's so good. One person at the level of non-judgment offsets 90,000 people at a lower frequency.
right.
So if you're a father, if you're a mother, if you're a super uncle or a super aunt, or you're around any other humans,
Right.
this matters.
It does.
What energy we're puking out on everyone all day long matters.
Right.
It doesn't just matter for how you feel about your day. It matters in the grand scheme of this planet and the people walking it. So who's responsible?
We are. It's
I am, right? If everyone's saying I am, then oof. Now
Right.
we won't stay angry for days. Why in the world would we do that? We're hurting ourselves. We're hurting everybody around us that we love. Why would we do that? No, no. I am not going to believe a lie. I'm not going to just take the program because it was inserted. I'm just going to, mine are here on my side. I don't know why.
Okay.
I pull them out from here and I throw them and I say, no, no. What's true is, and I put the new program. What's true is I am enough because I exist.
Right.
I am enough because I exist. That is it. That is all that needs to happen. I am here. You are enough.
Yeah.
Period. Like big, big period. You are enough. Anything that tells you otherwise is not true. And that lie is hurting you.
Right.
It's hurting you. And it's a lie. It's not true. I use this example. If you had a child that ended up not being able to move, feed itself, or do anything other than lie in bed, would that child be enough? Yes.
Yes, it's a good example.
Yes.
Yes.
Does the child have to do anything? No. It's here. It exists. Wah. That's the heavens opening. Right? And
Right.
we're going to beat ourselves up for not knowing how to do something the first time.
I know. Oh my God.
Of course, we're learning. This is Earth School.
I love it. I'm going to call this video, This is Earth School. Welcome.
I would love that because honestly, this fundamental shift to this is Earth School, now all of a sudden when something comes, you're like, oh, Earth School.
Right.
Instead of this shouldn't be happening. What? What do you mean shouldn't be happening? This is Earth School. It's like a little bit of a gondolet? Is that the word? Gondolet? Where there's things swinging and you move out of the way and you got to climb this wall and you got to duck under this. And so what? So what? We got to do that. We get to feel everything. We get to experience everything as a human. This is the beauty of Earth School. We get to feel the spectrum of emotions. But we can control the emotions with that. We get to decide how we feel. So if you feel crappy, it's because you have crappy thoughts. Change your thoughts, change how you feel. Now, some of you are going, this is nice. This is nice if someone cuts me off in traffic. I'll try it. Right? That's okay. I get it. And some of you are going, yeah, but in the big things, this isn't going to work in the big things. And if you're saying that, I totally get it. That's a program. I understand. But can I share a brief story, a very powerful story?
Yes, please.
Of how it doesn't matter what it is. I call this the diamond of freedom, those 5 steps. If you look at a diamond,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Go around and those 5 steps are there and it'll help. It could save your life. So one day I was at a coffee shop having a meeting and my girlfriend, one of my best girlfriends, she calls me and I hear her voice really weak and she says this, I've been stabbed.
What? For
Uh-huh.
real?
And I thought, what? I thought I heard wrong because I'm in a busy coffee shop, right? And I hear, and I've been stabbed. Now back up. One of the reasons I have gotten into coaching is because of this beautiful girl. She came to me and she says, Amy, you're so happy. Will you teach me how to be happy? And I was like, oh, well, maybe, yeah, I suppose I could teach it. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I said, well, if we're going to do that, we need to have your whole family come. Everyone in the house has to come because if I just help you, it won't work in the house. They'll drag you down. It's called entrainment. This is how important our frequency is. This is how important our energy is.
Right.
So she did. She brought her husband, her daughter, her son, her brother, and her mother.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
And they sat around my little kitchen table and I taught them this and other tools for life. And then later, I took her and her husband to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is the one who taught me the triad. I think there's a couple things missing, and so that's why there's 5 steps in my diamond. But he came up with the first 3 things, and I actually have a tattoo about it because it's changed my life. Like I don't know who I would be without understanding that I get to change my state.
Oh,
So
wow.
I took her to Tony Robbins, and they had so anchoring in these truths. Little did we know it was going to be her life on the line. So
Okay.
she's calling me. I'm stabbed. I'm at the hospital, Natalia, at the time. The coffee shop was at the hospital.
Wow.
I ran into the hospital. I got her address. Drove out of the driveway with the ambulance, tearing down the road, and I'm keeping her on the phone. And she says, I'm cold. I know that's bad, 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 bad. I'm like, no, you're warm. Visualize a jacuzzi. I'm keeping her talking. We get to meanwhile, I'm breathing. I'm smiling. I'm telling myself she's going to be fine. Everything's going to, we've got the tools we need. We go, she's laying on the floor, blood everywhere,
Oh my
everywhere.
goodness.
Y'all, she was stabbed 9 times.
What?
9 times.
Wow.
Her husband asked me to go in the ambulance. I'm like, what? Me? And then I'm like, oh, of course. I'm her coach. I'm going to help keep her mind in check. He didn't have he knew enough to know that I needed to be there. I have one foot jammed under this wheel. I have this foot jammed under this wheel. I have her head under my hands because I know how hard those boards are on the ambulance. And we're flying down the highway. And she looks up at me with her big brown eyes and she says, I'm dying.
No.
Huh. And I was like, no, 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 no. No, every cell in your body right now is fighting for you and is doing what it needs to do to heal. Right now, we're in an ambulance with people who know what they're doing, and we're going to a hospital with doctors who have gone for years to school, so they know exactly what to do in this moment.
Wow.
But right before that, this wave of fear, I'm going to lose my best friend. And then I remember, life is happening for me, and everything is here to help me.
Right.
And then I think, wait a second. I'm just the best friend that might lose her. She might actually die. She's been stabbed 9 times, and guess what's true? Life is happening for her, and everything is here to help her in this moment as well. It's not just true for me when it's convenient. It's true all the time.
Right.
And so I reminded her of that, and we dreamt about what we would do when she came out of this. What a shining light she would be when she came out of this. How she was going to teach people how not to be a victim when she came out of this. And we talked where we'd travel. And she said, I want to go to New York City. I said, okay. I said, when do you want to go? She goes, when it's cold. I haven't seen snow. And I said, okay, we'll go to New York City and we'll see that. And guess what we did this last December?
Oh no, you went to New York with her.
We went to New York.
Oh my God. God, thank God she survived. What a
Right. But here's what happened. I get to the hospital and I hand her over to the doctors, and I have a lot of emotion, right?
right.
And so my brother shows up, and I collapsed in his arms, and I gave myself 90 seconds to lose my shit, to lose my shit.
Yeah, you
Okay. And I cried ugly. I just got it out. And then after 90 seconds, I'm like, okay, what does she need from me right now?
Right.
Smile, breathe, move. What am I grateful for? She's in the hospital. She's with the doctors. And then who's responsible for my state? I am. Now,
Right.
does our state impact others? Yes. So I'm like, what can I do to impact the state of these doctors and nurses? So anytime a doctor came by me, I said, thank you. Thank you for your years of dedication, your years of school, the late hours that you have done. Thank you. And they would just go, what? Who are you? What are you doing? I'm like, thank you. This human that you have, she's amazing. She's an amazing human, and you are going to make a difference in her life today. And I'm so grateful for you. I want you to know. And you could see their state change.
Right.
Oh, okay. Right? Every doctor that came by, the universe allowed me to have a moment with them. She goes into the surgery. She dies twice on the table.
Oh my
They
God.
brought her back. They took her kidney and her spleen. Her kidney was completely obliterated.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
poor
And
thing.
she came out the next day, and the doctors' faces, they couldn't believe she lived. They gave her a 20% chance of living.
Oh wow.
And she was stable and fine. And we put diamonds all over her room. And her husband and I wouldn't let anybody in to see her unless they were in a beautiful state.
Yes.
Seriously, I had them running in the hallway, breathing. What are you grateful for? Okay, you feel good? You're going to say encouraging words, right? Not, oh, poor baby. No, no, there's no room for that. She's got to heal.
Right.
She's got to be in a high vibration to heal. They told her she was going to be in the hospital for a month to 6 weeks. Guess how long do you think she was there?
Tell me.
A,
Tell
a week.
A week? Wow, that's a big difference. Wow. A week
How?
after being stabbed 9 times and losing a kidney, and I can't remember what else.
And her relationship with the doctor, she still has one.
Yes.
Because we blew up we were a big shining light in that hospital.
Right.
Everyone that came and went was we helped them. If they weren't already in a beautiful state, we helped them get to a beautiful state. She
Right.
was so grateful. She was such a miracle. The medical examiner, when I went to the trial for this situation, he says there's only one reason this young lady is alive.
Mm.
Because she willed it to be so.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
She decided. And when she wanted to feel sorry for herself, she changed her thoughts. She
Right.
says, no, this is our school. Life's happening for me. Everything's here to help me. Look at all the gifts. I've got all these beautiful people showing up for me, helping me. I'm alive. I now know the difference of being on death's door and now having a new lease on life. That's a gift.
Right.
And so she says she's alive today because of these 5 steps.
Wow. What a story. What a story. That is
So it can change your
amazing.
life. It can change your life and it can save your life
It can save your life.
if
Absolutely.
you use it.
Sometimes when we talk, I mean, this story is literally about saving a human life biologically, like, but sometimes, there are smaller things that can save our lives every day if we follow those steps. It's so, so important. It's so important. I love it. I am so happy that you shared all that with our viewers, and they are going to get so much out of it. Probably they will rewatch it to get the steps. I'm going to write them on the email anyway, so it's easy for them to have them. And also, I know you have a gift for our viewers. Do you mind sharing it?
Of course, go to amyjoycoaching.com. That's
Okay.
my website. And there's a place there where you can give me your email so that I can send you a free download of the chapter called Training Your Elephant.
That's
And
great.
so so you can have all this written down. The name of the book is Get Your Shit Together, How to
I
Go
love
from Fear
the
to
name.
Freedom. Because I think that's what it's all about. There's so much freedom on the other side of fear, and we have been programmed to be fearful, and it keeps us in a suffering state. And I refuse. I refuse.
Absolutely.
I don't live that way anymore. And it's because someone taught me. And now I get to be the blessed person that gets to teach you. And I hope you teach your kids and your grandkids. I'm telling you, 3-year-olds can handle this. And it'll change it'll change your house. It'll change your home. It'll change your life. And this summit's about love. And when we're in partnership, when we're in relationship, how do we want to be around each other?
Right.
This is how we get to be joyful humans. How is that going to make you in your relationship?
Right.
How's it
Right.
going to be? What if in your relationship you can go like this? You have an agreement and you can just show the diamond. Oh, yeah, wake up. I'm suffering. I don't have to suffer. Suffering is a choice.
Right.
Pain isn't a choice sometimes. Suffering in the pain or suffering in the situation is a choice. Suffering is always a choice. And just knowing you can change it. And then you work the diamond. You're like, honey, let's go for a walk. What are you doing? Moving.
Moving, yes.
Moving, right? What are you grateful for, love?
Mhm.
Oh, right. I know what she's doing. And sometimes we get angry because we don't want to get redirected,
Right.
right? Well,
Right.
what a beautiful thing to be redirected when you're suffering. Honey, what are you grateful for? Okay, breathe. That's right. I'm grateful. What am I grateful for? Right?
I'm
And
grateful
now,
for you, baby.
right? And what else are you grateful for? What else have you? And then all of a sudden you feel those feelings of gratitude and the anger goes away or the frustration or the anxiety or whatever it is that we're suffering about goes away because gratitude is the rocket ship to joy.
I love it.
What
Yeah.
if we had an agreement where we could say, what are you telling yourself right now? Oh, I'm telling myself I'm not enough. Interesting. Okay, not true. I am true. I am enough because I exist. That's right. That's what's true. What? It would change. It would change everything.
Right.
That's why. That's why I'm sharing it today with y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. This has been wonderful. There is anything else you would like to say before we finish our time together?
Oh, I love you for asking. You know what just came to me is I do retreats. So if you guys want to get your shit together, come on down to Cabo. I live in Mexico. We've got a Get Your Shit Together retreat starting in December,
December
all the way. Yeah,
2024, because I saw on your website that said 2025. Did you know?
there's yeah.
Oh,
So December and then January and then April and May. So I've got 4 coming up this next season.
okay.
Yes. So go to Amy Joy Coaching or go to amyjoycoaching.com and you'll see Get Your Shit Together retreat right there.
You also
Um,
have an Instagram page for your
do yep. Upaya
oh,
is the retreat center. There it
UP.
is. UpayaRetreatCenter.com. And that has all the retreats in it. So you can see that. And I would love to have you. I would love to. If you email me, when you email me that you saw me here and you want to go to a retreat, you let me know and I'll give you a really nice discount. I'm just throwing that out that right now, but I got you. I would love to help you. And this is how we embody this new programming and the transformation that happens. Oof, you will
Oh,
never, ever be the same human again. You will have so much more joy.
how long are the
It's
retreats?
fact. Pardon?
How long are the retreats?
They're 5 nights, 6 days. And the
Nice.
sun shines every day down here in Cabo. It's about 80 degrees. It's perfect. And
And
it's
what do you fly to? There is
you
an
fly into SJD, San Jose del Cabo.
okay,
SJD is the airport code.
okay.
We're only 2 hours from Southern California, so it's
Wow,
really
so close.
easy for lots of people. Even, I mean, Canadians even are used to coming. They have to fly 4 or 5 hours to go anywhere. So,
Right.
so yeah, it's perfect location and it's high-end glamping. They're beautiful tents with real furniture, real bed, linens. Each
Nice.
tent has its own private bathroom. I have a celebrity chef. His name's Isra. He's unbelievable. The food, you'll wonder how we're ever going to go home and eat a regular food ever again.
Oh,
No, it's
amazing.
really a beautiful, beautiful experience, and the level of transformation that I've seen is well, it's been
And
exponential.
it's co-ed, it's men and women or just
Yeah.
women? And
Nope. Go ahead.
how many people you accept each time?
12, 13 per retreat.
Oh, this is small, it's
Yeah,
intimate.
it's intimate. I want to be able to help. I do
Oh,
energy work too, and so we work through blocks and limiting beliefs and trauma that's been stuck in the body. So we do all that too, and so we change the body, we change the emotions, we get stuck emotions out, we reprogram the brain, and we have so much fun doing it. So yeah, on Instagram, you go to Amy Joy Coaching and Upaya Retreat Center on Facebook as well. And on YouTube, you can see Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. It's on Thursdays at 4. Anyways, anyhow I can serve you. I just want to serve and help because we're one.
right. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.